Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's unseen video. This way we round up all the big talking points from social media. And of course, I'm sure you've seen this news. We've got to start with this news. The very, very sad news that Larry, CM Punk's dog, has passed away. And CM Punk put in this message out. And I'll tell you what's interesting. I don't know when he passed, but I do remember people saying during Survivor Series that CM Punk just looked a little bit off during his entrance. You might remember the jacket that Punk was wearing said Larry's dad on it, right? Which is not unusual. We've seen Larry get mentioned on TV before, right? And we just thought it was a nice little nod to Larry. But it was pointed out by a few people that I think it's during that entrance, CM Punk does kind of tap that wording, right? And it does seem like there's something a bit more that's going on. There wasn't really enough there for me to talk about it during the breakdown. Because, I mean, it could have been absolutely nothing, right? It could have been that he was just preparing for war. But obviously now we found out that Larry has actually passed away. It does now make me think back to that Survivor Series War Games moment. And it does make me wonder when he did actually pass. There's no word, or certainly no word that I've seen as to when he passed. But it could be that he was not in a good place. Or it could be that he had already passed during like Survivor Series on Saturday. So let's have a look at the message, shall we? Because I know many of you won't have seen the actual message that CM Punk put out. I'm sure you've heard the news, but you might not have seen this, right? So this is from CM Punk. He says, "The grief we carry is the price we pay for unconditional love. Our little Larry crossed the rainbow bridge, wrapped tightly in our arms. He was safe and happy, surrounded by love. We rescued Larry from Paws, Chicago in February of 2015, and he changed our lives. I could never, in 1,000,000 years, find the words to properly express how much we loved him, nor how much joy he brought us. Nothing I write, no pictures I post would do him justice. He lived a long, amazing life. He watched sunsets. He chased skateboards. He made everywhere we went with him home. What a privilege to be so heartbroken and devastated for having experienced such a bond. I wouldn't change anything. Our boy is at rest. The house is quiet, but we still hear the jingle of his necklace and the tit-taps of his little feet on the hardwood floors. We will always be near. We will always feel him. Our hearts are broken. Until we see you again, sweetest Bobo, we love you forever." You cannot not be moved when you hear those words. I know it's heavy. I'm sure many of you are upset as well. And some people think it's crazy to feel this way over an animal, over a dog. I don't think it's crazy at all. If you are a pet lover, if you are someone that's had a pet in your life, you know how strong that bond is, right? I mean, it is like a member of your family, right? And I mean, look, they absolutely loved Larry. Even WWE putting a message out saying RIP to the one and only Larry. Send in love to CM Punk and AJ Lee. So there we go. And WWE just putting an article up as well. So it is like a legend has passed away. It's very much got that feeling like a WWE legend has passed away. So I've got to tell you the reaction as well. I mean, a lot of WWE superstars, NXT superstars posting, heart emojis, heartbroken emojis, sending a few comments to Punk and AJ. I mean, this is a weird one because we haven't had loads of pets and animals that have kind of really had exposure in WWE. I'd say Pharaoh is one, Cody Rhodes' dog. But Larry is definitely one as well. You think back to like Damien the Snake and Matilda, the British Bulldog's dog. But like Larry is, yeah, I mean, one of the kind of biggest animal stars we've ever had in the history of WWE. Seen him backstage and he's featured in Unseen, and they've done merch of him, official WWE merch of Larry. I think there's even a Mattel Larry figure that you can get. So heartbreaking. I was so shocked, truly shocked, and I'm sure you was as well when I woke up to that news. So thoughts with CM Punk, thoughts with AJ Lee, and honestly just heartbroken when I saw it, just like many of you just can't quite find the words. Right, moving on. So here we've got some information that WWE didn't break into the top 10 on Netflix, which is a bit of a concern. But actually, there is a bit more information. Apparently, they did manage to sneak in at number 9 in the US, but I'm not sure that they managed to get into the top 10 globally, right? So apparently, because of Stranger Things launching, it meant not only did Stranger Things obviously dominate the chart, but all the old series dominated the chart. People went back and rewatched those. So trying to get into the top 10 was so much harder this week. So it's not a case that Raw underwhelmed or underperformed or anything like that. It's just that Stranger Things made it so much harder to get into that listing, right? This is the first time WWE has not broken into the ranking, right? So here you can see, like, this is, I think, where you needed to be to get number 10, is it? On the chart, right? You needed to have these numbers. And then this week, bang, because of Stranger Things, look at where it's gone. That is the highest it has been all year. That's the impact that Stranger Things had. So, yeah, I thought that was just kind of interesting. I don't think it really tells us a great deal. Just that don't be surprised if you're looking at the listing and you're struggling to find Raw in that top 10. Stranger Things has really kind of skewed a lot of stuff this time. And, yeah, here, Joe Hendry is now listed as an NXT superstar. So I think it means that his contract has now gone through. Okay, so we know that he was just kind of finishing up his TNA deal, and then he was going to move over to a WWE contract. Seems like that has now happened, and now they have added him to the WWE Superstar roster page on the website. So I'm guessing this means it is done, official, signed. That is it. He is now a WWE Superstar and being listed on the website. So there we go. Mitchell, thank you. Talking of NXT. We do normally do this as a separate video, but just makes sense to just put it all into this, right? And actually talking to Joe Hendry, John, thank you. This is... There he is.
Get your shirts. Joe Hendry shirts. Yeah, tonight for
So there we go. That is Joe Hendry in the little merch truck just before people go into NXT. You have to go past that merch truck to get into the Performance Center. And we've seen it many times when a new shirt launches or they're trying to push a shirt. They actually get the superstar to go into that merch truck, try and promote it to the crowd as they're making their way into the building. Right, on the show, we had no Booker T. I don't know why, but it was Corey Graves that was on commentary. So, yeah, kind of unusual. Thought we would see Booker. I'm not sure what happened there. The show started with the Women's Iron Survivor Summit. There wasn't really too much to it. JC Jane just came down, started roasting everyone in the ring. That then led to a massive brawl. And, of course, we know that a tag match would be set up for later in the show. So, big brawl. That then led to our first match. And our first match was Thea Hale taking on Ariana Grace. Thea Hale would manage to get the victory by getting a Kimura on Ariana Grace. It was fine. I mean, it was a pretty short match as an opening match, to be honest. We had a bit of a fun moment where Chase U were kind of trapped in the car. They were trying to get out to confront OTM, but they just couldn't find a way out of the car. There was a few kind of comedy moments on this week's NXT. By and large, the episode felt a little bit missable, a little bit skippable. But there was also a couple of big things that went down, and we will get to those. Okay, as well as that, there was this that arrived, and no one seems to be able to tell what the flip it is. Which is a little bit of a problem. So this was addressed to Ava. She opened the box, emptied it out, and we all went, what's that? No one online seems to know what it is. We don't know what it is. I can't tell if it's petals. I can't tell if it's something that's been ripped up or destroyed. It's black, and it appears to be bits. But that's it. We don't really know what else that is. So I'm confused. We're going to have to see kind of where this goes. The only thing I would say is that later on in the show, we would get another moment that seems to connect to Tony. And so it makes me wonder if this is connected to Tony. That's my current working theory, right? Second match, we had Tavian against Josh Briggs. They went flying into that barricades. which was a pretty fun spot. Josh Briggs would get the victory, though. There was lots of shenanigans at the end. Josh Briggs would get the win over Tavian Heights. This promo, I personally just thought was, I think there was some nerves. I think that the delivery was okay. It's just that Izzy came out and went, right, go. And it was like, blah, 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 blah. And she just went. Didn't matter what was happening around her, right? Didn't matter about the crowds. Didn't matter about any of that. She was just, I'm doing my promo, and this is it. I would have liked for her to have paused and given some dirty looks to the crowd, maybe bounced off what they were saying, like interacted with the crowd more. Instead, it was like, oh, Tatum, you're surprised that this happened. I don't know what. And the crowd are going crazy, and she's just not acknowledging them whatsoever. So I found this to be a very interesting promo. Not the kind of promo you would see on the main roster, because the main roster would definitely interact with the crowd if they were acting that way, right? They were all over her, and she just was like tunnel vision, right? Then we got Tatum on screen. Tatum said, I'm scared because at Deadline, I'm going to have to make you feel all of my pain. So there we go. The match is made. Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame is set for Deadline. That is this weekend. And we are going to be doing the watch along for it. So very excited for that. Backstage, tensions were growing between Sol Ruka and Zarya. Zarya said she was not going to accompany Sol to the ring because Sol was not by her side last week for Gold Rush. So that was kind of interesting, but it would get even more interesting. Okay, Sol Ruka would pin JC Jane to get the win for her team. I think Sol Ruka is probably favourite for that match this weekend. The winner, of course, of that Iron Survivor will go on to fight for the championship, and here is Sol pinning JC. Maybe a little bit of foreshadowing, so interesting. But the big talking point, this moment right here, out of nowhere, Zarya spears Kendall Gray. Now, Kendall Gray had not done anything wrong, and it seems like she was aiming for Sol Ruka. It seems like she and her frustrations had boiled over to the point where this was it. She was taking her out. These two good friends, these two great friends, finally come into blows. I thought this was a bit weird. I mean, of all the ways that you could have these two split and kind of turn on each other, for Zarya to try and spear Sol but miss her is a bit strange. It's a bit weird. So Zarya takes out Kendall Gray, but was that her intended target? We would actually hear from Zarya, I've always had her back. She can't say the same. That's what she posted after. It seems like her target was Sol Ruka. She didn't go online to say anything bad about Kendall. She went online to say some stuff about Sol. So it very much seems like she was trying to get Sol, didn't get Sol, which doesn't make Zarya look very good. But them two finally come into blows is a pretty big story. I'm really shocked we didn't end the show with it. I'm really shocked these two finally come into blows wasn't made into like a bigger deal, right? I'm very surprised at that. Okay, then we had OTM against Chase U. Obviously, we saw the car thing earlier. We had a match, OTM picking up the victory. There was another car moment. This moment was pretty fun. So here we've got Ethan being told he was going to have to defend his championship. And he's in the car and he's not alone. Love it now. In the car was Mr. Iguana. So Mr. Iguana is Ethan Page's next challenger for the NXT North American Championship. And he stole the car. Ethan turned around and went, are you not going to call the police? To Ava. And Ava was like, what do you want me to say? That an iguana just stole your car. It was very good. Again, some of the humor tonight I thought was very, very good. So there we go. Ethan Page, Mr. Iguana. That match has been added to the Deadline show this weekend. The other match that got added was, of course, Izzy against Tatum. We've already got Ricky against Oba for the championship and the 2 Iron Survivor matches. We got another look at Shiloh Hill. Shiloh Hill continues to shed light on his disturbing past. So these are very interesting. They're very, very watchable. Yeah, very interesting. I think there's this air of mystery around him. You never quite know what you're going to get out of Shiloh Hill. So I think he's going to be an excellent addition to this roster when he arrives. Okay, Joe Hendry, Leon Slater, Javon Evans, and Miles Bourne won the 8-man tag match to close out the show. So they got the victory over Dark State. It was Miles that got the pin, which means he gets to choose at what point he enters that Iron Survivor match. I don't think we actually did that or gave the women that option. So we kind of did something for the guys that we didn't do for the girls, unless I missed it. But I didn't see the women get in this. So that was our main event. I found the main event to be a little bit off, to be honest. I don't know. I just think we got this a little bit mixed up. I think the Zarya thing is the big talking point, right? And I kind of would have ended with that rather than this. But I suppose they wanted to end with this so that they could promote this weekend and promote Deadline. Right, we then went to a final part, like a contract signing. Quite a few of you in the live chat were talking about this. I missed it. I'll hold my hands up and say I missed it, right? I think quite a few people missed it. No one was talking about it when we was looking online during the show. But just in the background, as these two were doing their contract signing, we had this bridge appear. Now, this bridge is associated with Tony. Tony quite often would go to the bridge, and we had some vignettes at the bridge. We haven't seen Tony D'Angelo in quite a while, and now this bridge just popped up randomly on the screen in the background. And don't forget, Ava received that package earlier, which I think also probably connects to Tony. So it feels to me like Tony is on the way, and he's going to make his presence felt at Deadline, right? So, Brady, thank you. And there was another final announcement. Just as the show was coming to an end, Ava announces Ricky Ober will open Deadline. So I think Ricky retains. I think that it opening on Saturday probably strengthens that belief. So I think Ricky's going to retain. I think we're ready for Ober to go up. I just don't know if the main roster is ready yet. So I don't know what we do with Ober after this match on Saturday. But I do expect Ricky to walk out still as champion. So there we go. That was NXT, as we said. Not tons to this week's show. It was pretty much a go-home show, to be honest. Right, SS Goku beat L7, thank you. What that trick sign, I did notice this on Raw. I didn't realize the two O's were rings. How cool is that? So someone here just celebrating the fact that Lash Legend and Trick Williams had got engaged. So whoop that trick, and both the O's were rings. Very good. And Tony, thank you there. This is good. We were talking about Bron Breakker and his voice squeaking during his promo. Wasn't a big deal. People really enjoyed that promo from what I was seeing. But Tony has found the clip of what I think there was a couple of moments, but this is the best one, I think. So here's Bron Breakker and his little voice break. I don't know why it tickles me so much. I think it's because you want him to be more lower. This is mine. Powerful, you know? That's what you want from Bron Breakker. This ring is mine. This is mine. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Really tickles me. I really like that. So, Tony, thank you. Right. Yeah, Dan, thank you. So, this was from TikTok. This is Jason Salazar. Right. Now, I've not seen this full video. Only goes 5 seconds. But those were apparently $900 seats. Couldn't see the ring at Survivor Series. And, yeah, look at that, $900 seats with no ring view. I would just question why there were so many empty rows in front, though. I mean, mate, if you paid $900 for that, you would be livid. I can't even quite make out where the flipping ring is. But it's just there, isn't it? I think, is that like the cage? Is this really $900 for this? That is crazy. I have had other people talking quite a bit during the streams about boos at the end of Survivor Series. At the time of sitting here, I've seen 2 clips. Both of those clips seem to be where the crowd is quite engaged in Roman Cody. And then as soon as that doesn't lead to anything, like it doesn't come to blows, there's not a big dramatic moment, they just sort of walk away from each other, then the crowd start booing. So I think that reaction is more to the Cody Roman moment not paying off anything, more so than the whole event itself. Some of you might have seen some different clips, right? But the 2 clips I've seen, the boos seem to occur just after Roman Cody, and there seems to be some frustration that nothing more meaningful came out of that. And yeah, you know, honestly, even if they'd have booed at the end of Survivor Series, the matches, because they didn't enjoy the event, I don't think we would be too shocked. I mean, I gave it a 6 at best. So for me, like, this was not that great of a pay-per-view. Certainly not worthy of, like, the Survivor Series name, you know, which is, like, one of the big 4. So if they were booing the event, I wouldn't be shocked. But of the clips I've seen, I think they're probably booing the fact there wasn't a better payoff for Roman Cody. Okay, TNA announced a new multi-year deal with AMC. AMC is going to be the home of Thursday Night Impact. Partnership kicks off on January 15th. Apparently this is in like 60 million homes. Apparently this used to be a bigger network. Used to be in nearly 100 million homes. But, you know, we've seen a decline with normal networks. And so it's still good, though. Still, you know, really, really positive news this for TNA. So I'm sure they're absolutely thrilled. So they're going to be on a pretty big platform come January. Okay, Jacob, injury update. Apparently is hoping to return in a few weeks' time. That coming from PW Insider. So, Martel, thank you. Okay, this one is, I don't know, Robbie tagged me in this. I appreciate it. This is not from a source that I recognize, but we might as well just touch on it, right? So this is because Ringside have gone with it. So WWE's current direction for Roman Cody at WrestleMania 42 revealed. So if we just have a look at the article on this, it says on November 11th, we were looking at 2 possible scenarios. Scenario 1 was Roman Braun, at Mania, and CM Punk Cody. For the longest time, Punk Cody was the plan. Seth Roman, and that was also another plan, right? But then they updated it to Punk Cody and Braun Roman. So it seems like they've looked at a lot of different combinations. So they were looking at Roman Braun, Cody against Punk. Then they were looking at Seth Roman. Then they were looking at Braun Roman. So, you know, they've looked at different situations. But there was another option that some were into, and that was the one that Roman liked. If it was on his terms, then he quite fancied having another crack at Cody and doing Punk against Braun. So here's the deal. I asked, is Cody Roman happening? And the answer was, it's up in the air. It depends. A creative meeting had to happen to get everyone on the same page. An agreement was eventually reached. Roman is going to win the Rumble as a babyface. He's going to frame it as a redemption story. And he's going to beat Cody and win the championship. So there we go. Apparently there was lots of different thoughts around what we were going to do for Mania. And then Roman now has apparently decided he quite fancies another crack at Cody. And we're going to build to a story of Cody Roman trying to get that belt back. Seems to be that this outlet, which, as I said, I don't put lots of trust in, so hence why it's quite far into the video. Probably won't be on the thumbnail. This is like take it with a pinch of salt stuff. This is coming from Self-Made Pro. Don't know much about them. Self-Made Pro. Feel free to look into it yourselves. But that is what they are reporting, right? That's what they're reporting. The other thing that came from them as well was this bit right here, which was Sami Zayn. So apparently Seth Sami was also something that was discussed. But as soon as Roman decided that he wanted to have redemption and all that stuff, and he wanted to go after Cody and try and get his belt back, all of a sudden all the plans changed. And so it looks like Sami winning the Rumble looks like that now might be out the window, and it might be that Roman wins the Rumble, goes after Cody, and we build to WrestleMania 42. So there we go. That is the latest, yeah? But again, take all of that with a pinch of salt. Okay. Lovely. Okay. WWE library content listed as being on Peacock looks to be leaving at the end of December. So looks like Peacock could be losing all that archive content by the end of December. So, Robbie, thank you. Okay, WWE Ethan. I don't know who's made this image, but they've got the wrestlers and shrunk them down. And that is pretty fun, honestly. So there we go. That is coming from Rhea Fave. I don't know if that's something they do on a regular basis, but that was just doing the rounds. This has been viewed by nearly 36,000 people. So such a simple idea, just to take the wrestlers and shrink them down. But very good. Very good. WWE Ethan, thank you. This is pretty good from Roman.
Stop when you hear better wrestler than Roman Reigns.
Just keep talking.
Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Ric Flair.
I don't know if he stops her there or if he just... Because all he says is Ric Flair. I mean, he just acknowledges Ric Flair, but he doesn't say stop. So the thing was, stop me when you hear someone. Maybe Ric Flair is the one that Roman is quite happy to go, okay, yeah, he might be better. I think he played that quite well, actually. I mean, there's no way he was going to stop during, like, current superstars. No one on the current roster. It was going to have to be a legend. Would have been really interesting if she'd thrown in some of the legends before getting to Ric Flair. I think that's a really good question, because Roman doesn't want to disrespect the legends of the past. But equally, it's got to be a decent name for him to say they were better than me. So, yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Really interesting. Right, here we go. This is good. Look at this from Miss Clown. So, this is a new merch stand for figures. So, you can actually get this from Figure Toy Company. It's a merch table with shirts and everything and foam finger that all hangs up behind. And it's a merch table for your figures to, like, fight on. Isn't that such a great idea? That is a brilliant idea. I think it looks so good as well. And we see so much fighting happening around, like, concession stands and everything. So I think that's fantastic. I think that is such a clever idea. So you can get that now if you are a figure fan. I think it's from Figure Toy Company. Miss Clown again. So apparently Dwayne Johnson's beard in the 2014 movie Hercules was made of yak testicle hair. All this hair came from a yak's testicles. And he had to put it on his face. That is such an amazing fact. That is amazing. That might be my favorite ever fact connected to The Rock ever. He had to have testicle hair on his face for a film. Right, here is Becky just bumping into John and John giving Becky some flowers.
Apart from Oscar's failure, and yeah, we're gonna take it home.
Bring it back. I know you're filming this. I'm gonna bust your shit.
Like, no, panic. Everybody panic.
Other level. Yeah, whatever.
Thank you.
It's very good.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. He knows.
She is pleased as punch. Cena comes in's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care about the filming. The stuff you're doing right now, next level, best ever. Oh, and she's like, he knows. Yeah. She was thrilled. That's from like a longer 10-minute backstage vlog that Becky's put out. It's really good. I watched all of it the other day. Right, Carl, thank you. Let's have a look, shall we? 90s WWE. What do you want for Christmas? I want... It doesn't matter what you want for Christmas. Yes. Yes. Love that. Right, and Fade said, here's some rare footage of Sean recording his vocals for the iconic theme song, Sexy Boy. Why was he only in a towel? Apparently that is him filming it. Every time you hear that music now of Sean, Sexy Boy's theme, you're going to have to picture him recording it whilst just sat in a recording booth in a towel. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I don't remember ever seeing this before. So there we go. Why was bro just in a towel in the studio? Crazy. So there we go. That was a few fun bits. We got loads in community as well. So Lynette, shout out to you. Lynette said, you helped my husband surprise me with letting me know that we were going to Survivor Series a few months ago. Here's the pictures. That's an amazing picture. That is an amazing picture. What a brilliant view. I mean, you've got the entranceway there and the ring. That is a brilliant view. Look at that. There's EO. So we've got the start of the show with the Women's War Games. That's so cool. Lynette was really kind to tag me in loads and loads of bits. Here we've got one, which is the moment Liv comes back. There's a bit, right? There's a bit where you can hear a guy. He's like, no, don't fall from it. She's a crazy beep. So good. I love that reaction when they think she's properly turned on Dominic. Like, that's brilliant. So good. As well as that, Lynette said, let's go full screen on this. Look at that picture. Amazing. We came back home after Survivor Series. My husband surprised me, saying we were going to go to Raw. And we were going to be meeting Bailey. Imagine that. And now here we are at Raw. So went to Survivor Series. And now here we are at Raw. Dude, that is insane. Insane. And then we've got a good look at the merch stands. Let's go full screen. So this was the merch stand. This was the merch stand from Raw. I do love the merch stands. I really do. Oh, they got CM Punk's signed picture. How much? $25? That is a steal, mate. Signed CM Punk picture for like 20 odd bucks. I mean, the shirts are like 40. That is a nice shirt. That CM Punk shirt is goated. That seems to be based on the Bad Brains. So Bad Brains, they're a band, like a bit of a punk band. Seems very similar to their front cover. That is a great shirt. Oh, that was the Liv shirt that dropped when she came back. Replica belts. There's a signed one for Cody as well. Signed weight belt. 200. 200 for those signed weight belts. Yeah, I find this absolutely fascinating. And if I was to go to see WWE live, this is some... Look at all these bits. These little trinkety bits. I love these bits. I love those. Jay Uso signed picture. There we go. Jay signed a load. 25 for that as well. So amazing. We got like penta masks, chains, and do you know what's fascinating is go forward 20 years from now, this will be so interesting to see what the merch stand was like at like Raw and Survivor Series and whatever, because you know, who wouldn't like to see what the merch stand was like 20 odd years ago now? So, you know, this stuff is just love it. Absolutely love it. I really regret when I was going to live events in the 90s that I don't have pictures of the merch stand then. You know, I really do regret that. So I think this is awesome stuff to get. And here's the Superstore. So there we can see some of the figures and cups and hats, the Chelsea green hat. She actually went over to that, didn't she? We were looking at that the other day. She went over, pointed out there was only 3 left. Look at that. Massive. That's the Hogan Rock Stone Cold thing, isn't it? Look at all those pop vinyls. Flipping out. Didn't realise they'd done so many. Look at all those. And then all the shirts. Oh, these are some new AJ shirts that I don't think I've seen that AJ Lee shirt or that one before. So, couple of new designs. Nice. Really good. Lynette, honestly, she sent so many over. I'd just be sitting here forever if I was to like go through them all. But they were brilliant. I really hope you had a fantastic time. Thank you for giving us a glimpse into these things. So good. Really do appreciate it. So thank you. And I got to say more thank yous as well, because YouTube are actually doing a recap of what people have been watching video-wise. And so now you can actually get... It's in North America right now. I think it rolls out to the rest of Europe later this week. But like here you can see Alex is in the top 0.1% of viewers. Watched 580 Wrestling... I can't even believe I made that many videos. 580 Wrestling Daze videos this year. And I'm sure Alex is watching this one as well. And I really, really do appreciate it. I mean, there's no way that I can say thank you enough, really, because without you guys, there is no channel. You know that, right? So it's you guys that keep this going. This is basically as much your channel as it is mine, because without you guys, I would be off doing something else. So, you know, I really do want to kind of say thank you to people that, you know, where the, well, not even just those that the Wrestling Daze features on when it comes to the recap, just anyone that's watched any videos this year. But you guys, you know, being like, you know, the top supporters, the tippity top, you know, massive shout out to you guys. So yeah, Alex, thank you, my friend. Aaron as well. I was above WWE. I beat WWE on Aaron's. WWE in second place. Muggsy as well. Thank you, my friends. Putting Chris Van Vliet in his spot. Yeah. Know your role. Good mythical morning. Yeah. Well, I hope you think it's still good being at number 3. So, Muggsy, thank you, my friend. So good. Here's Larry. We'll come back to those. We got this one from Larry. Larry said, here's Bellamy's reaction to seeing him being in one of your videos. Okay, I've not seen this yet. Let's have a look, shall we?
Bellamy, is that you on the TV? Are you watching Daze?
What, you want that, do you, bud?
Is that your buddy?
There you go. What do you want to say?
Bellamy, is that you on the TV?
That's very cool.
Watching Daze?
He wants to, yeah. Listen, I know a future YouTuber podcast when I see one. Going straight over to the microphone, wanting to get his points across. Come on. There's a bright future there. Shout out to you, my friends. Shout out to Milo as well. In the top 0.3%, 450 to even YouTube said that's dedication. So, Milo, thank you, my friends. Same with Armando as well. Honestly, there are so many of these. Like, I'm blown away. So, yeah, Armando, thank you. Said, I just got my recap. I know many of you are going to be like, where do I get mine? I think you have to go to, like, youtube.com/recap. I think you can get it there. They might even email it, but they did say that it's just North America at the moment, right? So, Armando, thank you, my friend. Again, massively appreciate it. This one's a bit weird, to be honest, right? Metal Mama with her recap. 607. I didn't even know I'd made that many videos this year. How did I make 675 videos? I mean, that has to include streams, I'm sure. But, do you know what I mean? That's a bit weird, isn't it? That's like every video. That's like any time I upload anything, Metal Mama is just there. Just there. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of like make sure the door's locked at night kind of levels, isn't it? So, Metal Mama, thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah. You know, sometimes maybe go for a walk. You don't have to watch every video, right? I'm just saying, 675. I think you've watched more videos than I actually have made in 2020. And I don't know how you've done that. So, very impressive. Metal Mama, shout out to you. Yeah, please leave my kidneys alone. Raymond, shout out to you, bud. Said, I just got my recap. And you've been my favorite YouTube channel with wrestling news and wrestling in general. I will always support you. And I just run out of words, honestly. So, Raymond, just thank you, my friend. It's so appreciated. I think these recap things are so cool. I can't wait to see mine, honestly. I mean, I'm always just putting little bits on in the background. So, but apparently it doesn't come to Europe yet. So I got to wait a bit longer for mine. But wrestling fans since day one, not only did the Wrestling Daze channel make it at 1, it made it at 3, the second channel. Wrestling fans since day... You didn't do that, did you, Metal Mama? No, call yourself a fan. Yeah, there's people out here that have got Wrestling Daze channels at 1 and at number 3. Crazy. Jess, thank you, my friends. Jess said, basically, this is my life summed up in 2 pictures. Of course, Wrestling Daze had to make an appearance twice. Another one where we've made 2 appearances. Attention grabbing much. Just kidding. I appreciate it. I really do. It's crazy that it's just crazy to be number one on anyone's list. But to beat the NFL, come on! Trenton, yes! Take that, NFL. Take that, American football. Yeah? You might be a $1 billion league with $1 billion teams, but you can't even get to number one on Trenton's list. Nah, mate. Look at that. Amazing. Trenton, thank you, my friend. AJ, the Dark Lord as well, said, I watched a bit, probably about 200 or something. Listen, honestly, I just, as I said, don't matter if you watched one or watched 1,000. You know, just so appreciated all the support. So, yeah, man, really, really appreciate it. So, AJ, the Dark Lord, thank you. I know many of you are going to tag me in this, right? Because I'm sure there's going to be more of you that are going to be getting these over the coming days. You know, if you do, I will include them into this to say thank you because, you know, that support means so much to me. So, really do appreciate it. But that was all that I had received at the time of recording this, right? Okay, and Nails and NY, I just wanted to say congratulations because she got a retweet from Ren, right? She actually got retweeted because she noticed that in the background. Ren's reaction to the drama between Zarya and Sol Ruka. So she tweeted that out and Ren herself did a retweet. So there we go. That was today's Unseen. Really hope you enjoyed it. We are back tomorrow for Evolve because Evolve is back this week. If you don't join us for that, no problems. We will be back around on Friday for SmackDown. And don't forget, we are doing Deadline on Saturday. So thank you to Edwards, Chris, Patrick, Sweet Chim Wrestling, Wrestling Voids, Raymond, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Real Wrestling Fan, Larry, Dark Phoenix Tees, Chris, Silverback, Little Bit of a Fan, MLW Flash, Patrick, Kelly the Wise Lady, Claire Webb, Wrestling Void, and Sweet Chim Wrestling. Thank you for the support. Really do appreciate it. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.